Okay, in this video, I'm going to find out some up-to-date information regarding the reopening of Medellin Colombia international flights, what exactly is open, and a source. If you didn't know about it, I'm going to give you a new source on information in Medellin Colombia. Follow along. Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located. I'm going to go over a little bit of information that I found out from the Medellin Guru website. If you're not familiar with Medellin Guru, let me tell you, I've been using it for a year to 2 years. It has a plethora of information about moving, living, what the cost of living is, what the different areas, what the different stratas are. So an up-to-date information on Corona. So I'm going to read a little bit of information on coronavirus as well as information on the reopening of the airports. Again, this is a travel channel. My goal is to motivate you to travel. Not much traveling going on right now, at least not that much traveling going on right now. But if I'm offering any benefit at all, please do me a favor, go down and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be alerted of any new videos I have coming out. And please take a second, tip me, act like I'm your server in a restaurant, which are closed, but still tip me. My tip will be you going down and hitting the like button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks again. Let's just jump right in, and I'm going to show you my screen as I read along. Thanks for watching. Okay, I'm going to jump right in. I am on a website called Medellin Guru, MedellinGuru.com. If you've never been to this site, you need to get here if you're looking to get any updated information about Medellin, traveling to Medellin, about the virus, about renting, about different parts of Medellin. Let me tell you something. I've seen a lot of websites that helped me over the past year or two regarding Medellin, but there's nothing with this much information all put in one with relatively updated stories. And one of which I'm going to go over was from today. So this is dated today, August 21st, 2020, and it's in regards to reopening. Before I get to the flights, I'm going to jump in here. Everybody pretty much knows September 1st is the date that they're targeting. But we'll read a little bit more in detail on that one. But I just want to scan through here just a bit so you can get an idea as to what's going on with Medellin right now. There's a few sources out there, a few different publications, a few YouTubers down there. But I'm telling you, Medellin Guru has a lot of information, MedellinGuru.com. But anyway, this one's going over reopening of movie theaters, gyms, churches, and bars, and so on. I'm going to read a tad bit of it. Not that you guys cannot read, but maybe you're in the car and you would rather listen. So this one states reopening gymnasiums, churches, restaurants, and bars in Colombia. The Ministry of the Interior gave authorization to more than 120 municipalities to start pilots of reopening restaurants, gyms, and religious services in churches. However, the list of 120 municipalities was not provided. Barranquilla happened with 30 restaurants. So it looks like they're going to have to get each and every one to jump through some hoops to get on the list to be reopened. Let's see this one. The operation of bars in accordance with the authorizations issued by the Ministry of Interior will be carried out without the sale of alcoholic beverages. Okay, this is an important little paragraph right here. Their operation is the same as that of restaurants or food outlets. So these restaurants are going to open, but they're not going to have alcohol. Let's call Rappy. Get your drink on before you head out to eat. Restaurants, bars, and gyms and churches may open if the local municipality submits a request to the Ministry of the Interior, which must be approved first. So again, they're having to jump through hoops per individual. Some parts of Medellin and the Aburra Valley planned a pilot of restaurants reopening. However, only a few of these restaurants we have confirmed have reopened for table service, is what we're talking about. Delivery and takeout and drive-in, I'm sure, are still open. According to Semana, on August 14th, the Colombian government issued a resolution that allows movie theaters and theaters to reopen Colombia under certain protocols. However, establishments must demonstrate that they comply with biosafety measures. Who knows what these are going to look like? Plastic covering up 50% of the seats. So it states no food permitted inside the premises. So you can't eat in the movie. Wow. No popcorn. Do not exceed 50% of the maximum capacity. So that's every other chair, pretty much, I guess, an empty chair between you and whomever in your party. Leave 2 chairs between each attendee and leave an empty row. Wow. Windows and doors must remain open to allow natural ventilation. So the door is going to be open in your movie theater. Interesting. Medellin Guru. This just goes over a few series that they had and some of the stories that they had, one of which I found interesting. Reopening, Medellin starts free COVID test on the metro. This was a pilot program that they had going on back in July. I don't know if it's still going on, but the Antioquia government announced a pilot of free COVID-19 tests for at least 4 stations on the Medellin metro starting on July 6th for 10 days. So this was a pilot just to see. This is a little picture of what the booth looks like. So there has to be an attendee there. Now, what I didn't see is if it's rapid or not. But it looks like the Niquia station, San Antonio, Poblado, and Sabaneta stations of the Medellin metro. So I know Niquia is the end of the line. So I want to say that's as far south as you can get. San Antonio is where the trains, that's El Centro, that's downtown. That's where the 2 trains meet, the main 2 trains meet. And then Poblado is a couple stops down from that, and Sabaneta's down further towards the south again. All in the metro, so I guess they split it up over a few locations. Let's see, but on July 7th, we verified that only 2 stations, Niquia and San Antonio, have the testing booths on July 7th. The testing booth will be added at the Sabaneta metro station on Friday, July 10th. So I'm not sure how that went over, but another story I want to jump to. So international flights return to Colombia starting in September. You know, I tried to go on Avianca and Spirit and book a flight. I tried to book dates prior to that just to see what would happen, and it errored out, almost if it didn't compute. So somehow they were able to block those dates out. But as of September 1st, they did. They weren't cheap, but they did allow for flights to be booked then. I didn't check to see the capacity and so on, but according to this article entitled International Flights Return to Colombia Starting in September, and this was dated on the 25th, so it's a couple of weeks ago, well, 3 weeks ago. Colombia plans to resume international flights to Colombia starting in September, with flights planned to resume over a period of 3 months, starting with a pilot in September and a return to normalization with tourists in November. So that's interesting. Does that mean tourists cannot begin in September? The reactivation of international flights to and from Colombia will take place on September 1st on a pilot basis, which is 1 day after the end of the coronavirus health emergency, which of course ends on August 31st. Many Medellin Guru readers have asked when international flights to Colombia will resume. And Angela Maria Orozco, Colombia's Minister of Transport, and this is a link, confirmed that in May that all international flights to Colombia will resume on September 1st, 2020. And this date hasn't changed since that time. That is true. They pushed back a lot of dates. I'm going to show you some of the dates that they pushed back, but this is one that they have kept firm on so far, but only time will tell. With regard to air transport, the restriction on arrival of international passengers remains until August 31st, which is the date until which the health emergency was extended. That means that as of September 1st, international passenger transport would be reactivated. Ban on international flights to Colombia. Colombia started to ban international flights to Colombia in late March 2020 in response to the coronavirus pandemic, with international flights new scheduled to resume in September 1st. The ban will be for a period of over 5 months. But in September, flights to and from international locations will be limited. So it looks like they're going to start up flights, but it's not going to be full-on visitors, tourists. Since the ban started, the only international flights permitted to and from Colombia have been humanitarian flights arranged by embassies. Also, domestic flights were banned in Colombia, but domestic flights started to resume on a trial basis in July. Schedule for resuming international flights to Colombia, according to BLU Radio, On July 24th, Colombia still plans to resume limited flights to and from international locations starting in September, but more of a full normalization is planned for November. The reopening of international flights will begin in Colombia on September 1st as planned by the government. However, not until November will there be a more normalization of international flights in the country, tourism and visitors. So I wonder what that means. They're not really straightforward with this. The following is the planned schedule of resuming international flights to Colombia according to BLU Radio, which is a phased resumption of flights. Okay. So June 2020, start of working groups, exchange of information and coordination of planning. July 2020, operational letters of agreement. September 2020, execution of pilot plans for flights to a limited set of destinations and opening of general and business aviation. The first international flights are planned on September 1st as a pilot. October 2020, starting to offer connections for passengers. November 2020, international flights normalization. Well, it's a little bit of thunder going on if you can hear that. November 2020, international flights normalization is planned with more of a full reopening for tourism and visitors. It's still not as clear as I would like to see it. According to Semana, the director said the reactivation of air operations for September is maintained both for domestic and international flights. In the case of international flights, it is necessary to have dialogues with other countries and authorities in order to obtain authorizations for routes, flights, and frequencies. So this is going to be interesting because if they open back up, and just because they say that they're open back up, the US is still closed. So how do you get a round trip ticket and come back from these locations? I don't know if Colombia is considered a non-fly to, but I know people that have flown back, so I'm guessing that won't be a problem. Which airports have passed biosafety protocols? Let's see. El Dorado, that's the big one, BOG in Bogota, and MDE, that's our Medellin airport. So these have passed it, and everything else is gravy. Those are the main two, because chances are you're either going to transfer at BOG and land at MDE, or if you're lucky enough to come from FLL or from another one in Florida, then chances are you're not going to be going straight in. Okay. And let me jump back to this one right quick, and I'll end on this one. Coronavirus in Colombia, myth versus reality. This was some stats that I found interesting. There's been a total of, as of August 20th, yesterday, 513,719 cases, with 16,183 deaths. Okay. And here's the shutdowns and extensions that they've had. So they will close everything down on the 6th. It was extended to the April 26th. On the 20th, it was extended to May 11th. The third time was extended to May 25th. The fourth time was until May 31st. Fifth time was extended to June 30th. So if you're living there and you're just watching these dates get pushed back, especially as far as visiting too. On June 23rd, it was extended a sixth time to July 15th. On the 7th, it was extended to August 1st. On August 28th, it was extended for the 8th time to September 31st. So the national quarantine is now for 160 days. So it's still climbing. They have not reached a peak yet, or put it this way, they have not bent the curve and on their way back down. And this is pretty recent information for all of Colombia, Bogota being the worst at 23.1% positive. Antioquia has 67,000, less than a half, heck, almost a third, and at 22.1%. That's still relatively high. New cases overnight, 826, and overnight, that's pretty high for Medellin, I would say. Red cities in Colombia, total 80% of the coronavirus cases in Colombia were in 27 cities. So, of course, it lists these: Barranquilla, Bello, Bucaramanga, Bogota, Cali, Cartagena, pretty much everything, and Medellin included. The over 1,100 other municipalities in Colombia, not including these 27 during the same 80 days, average 1,212 cases. Bogota has it worst, of course. The blue line is the other cities. The red line are those 27 cities. So it's pretty consistent. The black line is just a 6-day average. So yeah, it's going up outside of those major areas, hence the black line. Let's see. Yeah, by city in Colombia, Medellin is right behind Bogota, then Barranquilla, Cali, and Cartagena. But big numbers against Bogota is the main one, 3,205 in the past day, 419 in Medellin. But Bogota has a total of almost 180,000, and Medellin has not quite 40,000. But Bogota is way bigger. Okay. Coronavirus cases in the Aburra Valley. Medellin is number 1 in that case, of course, which is the capital, Antioquia. Bello, Itagüí, Envigado, Sabaneta, Copacabana, Caldas, La Estrella, Girardota, Barbosa. Oh! Okay, let me unplug. COVID-19 testing goes over who's doing the testing versus others in Central America. Whereas Colombia is rated number 3 as far as testing, the number of tests, 2,300,000 behind Peru and Chile. And then it's Dominican Republic, which is, I guess it gets the smaller areas. And look, way down, and it's not just Central America. Look, you have United States is behind Mexico. We have the number of tests, but per million, it looks like we're only, 7.8% positive. That's not that bad compared to the rest of the country. That's bad. They say anything over 4% is bad, but as an entire country, we're 7.8% positive versus, wow, Chile, Peru, and Colombia is at 21, 26, Dominican, Panama, 29, Ecuador, 35. Are you kidding me? Mexico, 47% of their cases, of their tests are positive. That's just straight crazy. Wow. But we're still here at 7.8 for us, this civilized country we're in. But as you see, the UK is at 2.1 and then South Korea is at less than 1%. Okay, out of those who've recovered, and this is in Colombia, 339,000 recovered. Still in house, 136,000, in hospital, 20,000, and death, 16,000. Age distribution, looks like they're averaging, the main ones are 29 to 20, 30 to 39, and 40 to 49. What does that tell you? It's not the older. Look at 60, look at 50 and 60. They're better than the 20 to 49. Wow. Still climbing, a death rate climbing. Looks like it may be dropping a little bit. I don't know if we're getting used to this and we're not dying as much. It just, the virus is morphed into something else less deadly. I'm not sure, but 10 countries in the world with the most confirmed coronavirus cases as of yesterday, the United States. Then Brazil, India. Now, India, I had to go look. India has 2,900,000. And they have, I had to go look this up, the population. They have 1.38 billion people in India, but yet, where did this go? But yet the United States is beating them. Crazy, right? 177,000 deaths versus India, and they have 1.3 billion. We have 300 and something million. Crazy. We're at the top ahead of Brazil, India, Russia, South Africa, Peru, Mexico, Colombia, Chile, and Spain. Crazy. And then I guess for according to world meters in Central America, Colombia is number 20 behind Ecuador, Bolivia, Panama, Mexico, Brazil, Chile, and Peru. Anyway, I just wanted to pass on some information to you guys and a new source. If you didn't know about Medellin Guru, you need to check this out. If you're looking for places to stay, I mean, take a look at how to buy property, which neighborhoods are which. I mean, this website is advanced for anybody looking to move, looking to visit. I mean, this is a source to me. This is one of the best source that I found. The average amount that the rent cost, all this information is here. So check it out, Medellin Guru. And thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you all. Subscribe if you can. If I'm, again, motivating you to travel or offering any other information worth value, please go down and hit the subscribe button. Like, please. That definitely helps the YouTube algorithm. Comment and share, of course. Thanks again. Bye.
Please comment and share if you liked the video.
We have a YouTube channel, like it.
Please subscribe and kick the bell.